Well, I'm delighted to be joined by London Irish's Tom Parton up in the commentary box today. Tom, welcome, and let's take a look at the head-to-heads.
Yeah, the key head for me today is in the forwards. We've got Rob Simmons and Josh McNally, obviously prolific line-out callers in their own rights, and Josh having stayed at London Irish, so he knows a bit about our line-outs, so it'll be interesting to see how those two lock horns. And then moving on to the backs, well, it's only right for me to say one thing, and that's the Joseph brothers that we have at 13. I think we're in for a real treat today, the attacking rugby that they play, and we'll be looking forward to see who has the bragging rights come the end of the game.
And just from reading articles about the two of them, there is a healthy competition there.
Definitely. I think that brotherly rivalry will be in full force today, let's say. I think at the bottom of the ruck there may be a few words said, but I think at the end of the game it'll be great to see those two catch up. And
there are reports that there will be 20 members of the Joseph family in the stands today as well, and that's just wonderful.
Exactly, that's what you want. It's why you play rugby. I'm sure their families are umming and ahhing about which team they're going to support, but yeah, it'll be great to see it. I'm sure it's a great occasion and one that they'll remember for a very long time.
So Bath led out onto the pitch, 175th appearance in blue, black and white for Tom Dunn. He makes his way out onto the field of play. A change of haircut for him in recent weeks. Readily shorn and ready to play. There's Jonathan Joseph, the 31 years of age, 11 years senior to his younger brother Will, who will be running out onto the field of play in a few moments' time. But there's been some healthy trash talk between the two of them in the papers in the build-up to this, the very first time that they will line up against each other in Premiership Rugby. Matt Rogerson leading out London Irish, with Ben Loader following him down the tunnel. Proud record protected here at the GTEC Stadium. 15 tries scored by London Irish so far this season. Will Joseph has a couple of those to his name. He's been playing on the wing. He starts at 13 today. Carl Dixon, the man in the middle. Seems incredible that Carl Dixon has already racked up 65 Premiership matches, including this one. Dan Jones and James Clark will be his assistants, with Claire Hodnett, the TMO. An Oktoberfest theme here at the GTEC for today, and a decent crowd in so far as well, but I'm sure that with the train strikes there will be members of the crowd arriving after kick-off here as well. So it's a short start from Paddy Jackson, and the ball well taken by GJ van Velter for Bath. And the ball at the feet of scrum half Louis Schroeder. Gets it into Tom Dunn, and well, he is a prolific carrier throughout matches, Tom Dunn, and already with his first there. Ball hoisted up in the end by Schroeder, and watched and won back there by Bath well. It's London Irish who've had the best retention of ball from kicks out of hand so far this season, but it is Bath who come up with that one, and Matt Gallagher with an early opportunity to run. First season at Bath after coming along with Johan van Graal from across the Irish Sea from Munster. Ball's fired back by Schroeder to Orlando Bailey. Good hands from Quinn Rue, and Jonathan Joseph gets it to Thokona Singer, who dummies, and Thokona Singer in the end is brought to ground just past the 10-metre line. Bright start this from Bath, retaining possession well, and they carry the ball here up to that 10-metre line again. Schroeder goes to the short side this time, and Josh Bayliss tries to prize an opening for the visiting side. Tom Dunn carrying again. Schroeder to Bailey. Bailey into Josh McNally. McNally ground to a halt this time. Bath fire it out again. Jonathan Joseph along the line, dummies and opens it up there. Beautifully fed back inside to Ajomo into the 22. Really bright, fresh start this from Bath, but Ajomo is turned over, and London Irish through Ben Loader managed to win the ball back there. And Tom, really bright start from Bath, but patience in defence there from London Irish. Yeah, great start from Bath there. I think they'll be happy with their ball retention there. I think it's definitely something that they'll be looking to work on, and you know, I think they're a dangerous team when they keep hold of the ball. And on the flip side of that, Irish, you know, great in defence. I think great scramble there from Ben Loader, and great work rate to get the turnover and penalty now. Talking to Declan before the game, he mentioned, and a lot have been made of the fact that Bath have a very good record against London Irish over the past decade. Is that something that plays on your mind as a player?
I don't think so. I think we know of the tradition that Bath have with Irish. As players, you'd be aware of that. But I think nowadays it's not really about them having an upper hand on us. I think we'll just be looking to take this game as it comes, and I think the boys are really excited about the opportunity to go out there and put a performance that they're proud of.
Pearson's picked up an early knock here and struggling to get back with play. Ben White is waiting for it. Fires it back to Jackson into the midfield, and Henry Arundel somehow offloads that out the back of his hand to Van Rensburg, and now Will Joseph feeds again. Paddy Jackson delays the pass to Hassel Collins, who is in to score. London Irish with the opening try. First blood, the assist from Will Joseph. And with just a couple of minutes on the board, just about as good a start as they could have hoped for. And Ollie Hassel Collins, well, rumbling over there for his third try of the season.
Excellent work there from Henry. The ability to ride that hit and get that ball out the back is something that he's look at that. I mean, he's a big, strong boy, and BV with the awareness to hands it off to Will Joseph. And then the simple job of just putting Ollie Hassel Collins away, and even he can finish that from there for sure. He's in great form, and it's great to see him dot down.
So Paddy Jackson with the assist itself, Will Joseph with the pass inside to him. Hassel Collins with the simplest of finishes there. But one concern there for Johan van Graal will be just the ease with which London Irish opened up the Bath defence there and managed to get numerical superiority on this short side. Jackson with the kick still to come. He's been on good form so far from the kicking tee. Just one miss up against Bristol last week. And on target from the off here, so London Irish stretch that lead. Less than 5 minutes on the board, and they're up by 7 points to 0. And after the start that Bath had as well, that really is the best possible return. So much has been made about the abilities of Henry Arundel, and caught the eye in the summer, of course, playing for England, but what he's achieved so far this season, extraordinary as well.
Yeah, it's unreal to see him go as well as he has done. We were kind of all expecting, we knew the talents watching him in training and stuff, but to see him deliver on the stage week in, week out is great to see. He's a player that we look for those kind of game-changing moments, and he's delivering time after time at the minute.
Half charge down, Ben White's kick, and that will go out into touch. It'll be London Irish line out.
Clearly onside, good charge down.
Bath once again find themselves in a position where they're chasing a game. Started brightly against Wasps, hadn't done so the week before that against Sale. Narrow losers against Bristol, of course, on the opening weekend of action. Rob Simmons is the player who's targeted in the line-out. Maul comes across field, and London Irish still very much in control of that ball. Augustine Creevy has it at the back of the maul. Ratuniarawa drives in, and Ben White now fires it out. Pearson with the hands. Paddy Jackson explodes along the line. Arundel accelerates again out the back of the hand, this time to Loader. London Irish already up to that 10-metre line. Jackson flat pass, good hands here. Van Rensburg. Great off the ground, and just knocked forward by Van Rensburg. He'll be frustrated because it's just really slick rugby at the moment from Irish.
Yeah, I think the key thing that we're looking for is that back being really engaged and connected out the back of those forwards. So I think that's going to cause Bath a lot of problems, and it's good to see that we're stretching them and creating those opportunities. Unfortunately there for BV, just slight knock on, but he's a good player. He'll be back.
This player down, Carl's took a stinger in the tackle.
Perfect, thank you.
Well, TJ van Velzen is the player down on the ground here for Bath. It's his first start in the Premiership for Bath since making the move.
You well? Yeah.
half making the tackle there, but the arm bearing the brunt of the contact there as he brought down Danilo Fischetti.
I think he's going to sub. I'll mark for sub.
And how has Danilo Fischetti settled in since his move over to London Irish from Zebre?
Very well. Him and Gio are often found in the gym blasting out some really questionable gym tunes, but no, he's settled in really well. He's a great character to have around the squad. He's vibrant, he's super energetic, and you know that's great to have that in the squad, and for him to transfer over with Gio has been great to see.
Well, this is a welcome return to action in the Premiership for Tom Ellis, not as early and not in the way that he would have wanted it to happen. Looks like a wrist injury for GJ van Veltzer, but Tom Ellis, who made his return to action in Premiership Cup rugby up against Gloucester in midweek, been out since January with injury, spent quite a bit of time actually up in the commentary box alongside me over the last few months, but he is back on the field of play where we want to see him, and well, Bath will need a big performance from him in the back row. He needs to get up to speed as fast as possible. First scrum of the game.
Crouch!
Schumann, Dunn and Stewart in the front row for Bath up against Fischetti, Creevy and Chawatama. It is free kick in the way of London Irish, and Ben White takes it quickly, and London Irish look to fly into action. Little wedge over the back into that 22 where it's picked up, and that is a foot in touch. London Irish line out. Well, I think on that occasion Gabriel Hember-Webb thought that he just managed to stay in field, but his boot just catching the line as he went to ground. Stayed in the first time, kicked away. Second time as he kicked away, foot clearly goes on the line. So Irish have this line out on the edge of the 22. Picked out by Simmons. White, flat pass into Van Rensburg, who has worked on that crash ball so effectively so far this season. Chawatama shrugs off one. Tom Dunn brings him down. Fischetti in support. London Irish have the numbers there. Need the quick ball. Go to that shorter side this time. Not a lot of room out there, and Bath had plenty of defenders, and they run into trouble. And Bath drive over the ball. Ben White still manages to recycle it though. Simmons gets over the top of that one. White fired out to Jackson. Chawatama again. Fischetti alongside him. Van Rensburg delays that pass into Pearson, try to keep it alive. Very nearly created something. Rogerson, the club captain. 10 metres from the line. Bath are in there quickly and able to orchestrate the turnover, and it's Josh Bayliss who wins the penalty.
Bayliss, a big threat that we identified in the week. We know how quick and how dangerous he is over the ball, and just proving it there. I mean, it's a great turnover when the team really needed it, as Bath looked to clear their lines and get some territory.
Orlando Bailey finds touch just shy of halfway. It did look for just around 2 or 3, 4 phases there that London Irish were going to open Bath up again and score a second try. Bath have survived for now, and they have possession back up on halfway. Tom Dunn. Goes for Bayliss. The ball clasped away from him though, and Pearson has it. Lines up Bailey, easily round him. Pearson still going, eventually wrestled to the ground, but took its time there. Tom Ellis getting back. Ben White looking for it.
Side entry first. No.
Side entry from London Irish
Side
though.
entry first, then he's gone off his feet. The reason why it's gone off his feet.
Penalty.
Side entry first.
Ben White was already on his
Knocked
way.
him off.
Again, similar to Josh Bayliss there, I think that's one of Bath's real big strengths, is just the amount of threats that they have around that breakdown. That jackling ability that they possess is a great strength, and we're seeing it now in full flight. So hopefully from an Irish point of view we can eliminate that, but Bath will be looking to keep the same and get those players over the ball.
Need to rely on their set piece though as well, and so far from the one set scrummage we've had, London Irish won a free kick, and then from the line out London Irish turned the ball over, so Bath almost not well in their set piece at the moment. Grasping at that ball, it's not tidy, it does come back.
Didn't affect anything, no tackler in place.
Running into his own player. Referee Carl Dixon says that didn't affect anything. Stewart gets Bath back on the front foot. Ellis calling for it, but it's McNally who's the recipient. Fired across once again. Dummy there from Orlando Bailey. Finally managed to get it away. Jonathan Joseph makes some ground there, midway between the 10-metre line and that 22. Miles Reed, though, has to go backwards to collect that one. Slower ball for Bath. Schroeder, Bailey into McNally, didn't take it cleanly, and London Irish have to put in should they want it, which they do, because the ball has now been lost forward by both teams. And once again, right on the limit, Josh McNally unable to envelop that ball. And he was under the very close attention there of Paddy Jackson as he went to collect it. Ball goes forward, and it is London Irish have the put in. So 12 minutes played, London Irish leading by 7 points to 0.
Let's go then, lads, let's go. Left of the mark. Fine, let's go,
Penalty
please.
count in the favour at the moment of London Irish, who have conceded more, but at the same time you look at where they've conceded those penalties, both
Let's go,
sides,
lads, come on, we're going to
and
speed
they've
this
come
up.
in,
Speed this up.
well, attacking positions. Good attacking position, this one, for London Irish. Scrimmage relatively central.
Bind! Set! Stay up. Blue, blue, blue. Tight to floor.
There's going to be a penalty here
Tight.
for London Irish.
Tight to floor.
Ben White thought about going for a quick one and hands the ball back to Paddy Jackson. So far, 2 scrums, one with a Bath put in, one with the London Irish put in. The London Irish put-ins resulted in a penalty for London Irish, and the Bath put-in resulted in a free kick to London Irish. So, very worrying times for Bath, Tom, in that set piece.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure on the man that you want to come to when it comes to set piece
Cole,
and
put
forward
blue.
battles.
We're
I have
clearly
no idea
outside
what
the
goes on in
22,
there,
so on the
but
mat, on the line,
I mean,
please.
from our point of view, it's obviously great, and it's something that Bath will definitely look to be tidying up. I think in the Prem, you obviously need that set piece and you need that stability. So for sure, it's not a worrying time, but I think Bath just need to potentially look at a few things there.
And Rensburg rides the tackle well and then manages to get forwards. White goes into his first runner. Central position here for London Irish, 10 metres short of the line. Flicked out again, Fischetti, Jackson, good hands. Hassel-Collins low over the top to Loader. Loader should finish in the corner and darts brilliantly. Ben Loader, his first try of the season. He was the only back coming into this one who hadn't scored yet this season. He does so with aplomb. London Irish have their second try and are very much in control early on here.
Great to see Ben Loader back scoring, back where he belongs on the score sheet. He's been out for a little bit of while with some injuries, but yeah, it's great to see him do what he does, and that's a great finish there. Ball in the right hand, and just uses Cockney to ride that hit and just dart the ball down before he goes out into touch.
Ollie Hassel-Collins with that missed pass
the ground
to
is good,
get
Carl.
Loader in. Last try he scored in the Premiership was against the same opposition, down at the Rec though, in a 24 points to 27 reverse at the end of last season. Paddy Jackson with a tricky conversion from
Yeah,
right
nothing
out
clear on
the
that,
touchline.
Carl, so the try is good.
Strikes it beautifully though. Dissecting the posts, Paddy Jackson. 2 from 2, London Irish leading 14-0, and just over a quarter of an hour played here at the G-Tech.
Okay, when you're ready. Sorry.
Orlando Bailey gets us back underway. Ball waited for and then drilled clear. Ben White will be very happy with the way things have gone so far. Well, there's been little doubt, Tom, about the attacking capabilities of London Irish. We saw it last season, we've seen it so far this season with the 15 tries. How much disappointment was there, though, within the side with the games against both Saints and Bristol, that you didn't get more from them?
Yeah, I think there was definitely disappointment. I think we know how dangerous we can be when we get our attack right. And we kind of don't have to pay too much attention to that because things just kind of flow with it. But in defence, we definitely need to sharpen up a few areas and get things right more consistently. I think that's what we're looking for, is just that consistency of our defence.
Van Rensburg is out very quickly there to tackle Matt Gallagher, and then the ball goes loose. It went backwards off Quinn Rue, though, so Bath can play on. Just a glimpse there as the ball was released by Jonathan Joseph to Orlando Bailey, running with purpose and looking to open up London Irish. But once again, London Irish's defence standing firm, and although they lost about 20 metres, they've now driven Bath back towards the halfway line. Josh McNally tries his luck, but there's no way through, and Bath aren't finding those phases are leading to more and more territory. I think they're finding instead that they're knocked backwards. That kick beautifully weighted for Arundel to take. Just inside the 22, though, and he's got the presence of mind to call a mark.
Show it 10.
I think the key difference to look out for at the minute is just that speed of ball between the sides. I think Irish are looking dangerous when they get those quick ruck speeds, and Bath, I think, potentially just struggling a little bit to get those kind of players in the breakdown and get that ball on a plate for Schroeder. So I think that's just something that Bath will be a bit frustrated about, but it'll be interesting to see how they go now.
Well, they have a line out just inside London Irish territory already, and we have only got just over 18 minutes on the clock so far. Already you feel Bath have got to score next. McNally claims that one. Miles Reed helps it on its way. Schroeder to Ajomo, and Jonathan Joseph and Thokana Singer waiting to exploit things in the midfield. Missed pass there. From Ajomo again. Good purposeful running from Gallagher. Does well. Feeds it out wide. Try will be scored. Gabriel Hamer-Webb swapping wings and going over.
Carl, the try is good.
And Bath do get that next score. And finally something to smile about for those who've made the journey up from the southwest. Gabe Hamer-Webb going over for his first Premiership try. A couple that he scored in his career, both have come in Europe. There would be no stopping him there. Gallagher with a brilliant run to create that.
Great dive as well. Great dive. No, I think there, I mean, I just mentioned it. I think if you look at those ruck speeds there off that set piece, it was obviously a designed set play by Bath, and those kind of ruck speeds caused Irish a lot of problems. I think Gallagher did brilliant on the edge to draw the defenders and give that last ball away, but I think that's what's going to cause Irish problems, is getting that ruck speed up and stretching that defence and testing those defenders around the fold and around the ruck area.
Orlando Bailey sees his effort drift just past the near post, so the extras aren't added. Well, we know how crucial that can prove to be. However, Bath underway. Gallagher creating the chance. Finished off by Hamer Webb. And Paddy Jackson gets us back underway. And Hamer Webb.
Yeah, stepped across in his line. 3. What number? 3 blue. 3? Yes. Number 3. Change his line.
It's going to be frustrating from the kickoff. Hamer Webb running across Will Stewart there. Penalty to London Irish. And Paddy Jackson able to nudge this one into the corner, and immediately London Irish with the opportunity to put themselves back up by 2 scores. It must be something, Tom, that you speak about so much, about exiting well from a kickoff after just scoring.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think it's just such an easy in for the opposition, and like I said, in the Prem, that kind of 22 to try line is just a key driver that teams look at, and I think if you give teams easy access, more than likely they're going to score, or they're going to get 3 points minimum. So yeah, it's definitely a killer.
London Irish have been great in the red zone so far. That one doesn't go to hand, and Van Rensburg sprints back to cover it back up. Ben White now has it, but they still remain in the 22. Fischetti manages to twist away from the initial tackle, and Bath have a player down in midfield. Here goes Arundel, flat pass from him, doesn't get a hand. Hassel Collins though cuts back inside. Hassel Collins away from 2 tackles, still going 8 metres short of the line. Ben White to Chawatama. Referee is likely to have to do something here, and the Bath medical team have put their hands up, but they go to that short side again, but not to hand to Rogerson, and Hassel Collins sprints back. There are now 3 members of the Bath medical team on the field of play, but Dixon waves play on. Pearson, Ben White, Jackson, nice, Joseph, plenty of room here. Loader will be over for his second. London Irish have their third, and in the end he strolled it in. Well, said he had some catching up work to do, Ben Loader, having not scored so far this season. He returns to the starting lineup, and inside just over the opening quarter of this match he has 2 tries.
Try is good, Carl.
Yeah, just check the injury as well.
Yeah, I've already looked at it. It was in the tackle.
Okay,
I think
great.
he's taken a hit in the tackle.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Claire.
Josh McNally, the player who went down and is being helped off here, and it looks like another arm injury here.
Really feel for Josh. Obviously, having been at Irish for a fair stint, know him well, and I think he just came back from a long-term knee injury, so that's really unfortunate to see, and I hope the injury's not too bad for him.
Paddy Jackson with this opportunity to put another 2 points on the board, and all of it came from the fact that Bath failed to exit well, and just putting extra pressure on themselves. Tom, you spoke about it. Teams will punish you if you give them that opportunity, and that's exactly what London Irish have done here. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's great from an Irish point of view, but I think Bath will be really frustrated with that. I think at this level you can't afford teams those easy opportunities to come away with points, and it's just a bit self-inflicted, it seems, at times, but I think they'll bounce back now and look to get the ball back off this kickoff. The restart goes through to Van Rensburg, who fights away and slips it out the back of the hand to Chawatama. Lovely offload work there. Ben White can go to Fischetti. Tails really up here from London Irish. And they have the penalty as well. There will be no need for Ben White to take this one quickly. And be patient, allow Paddy Jackson to kick down into the corner, or as far towards that corner as he can muster here. We just saw a clip of Declan Kidney, who unable to travel down to Bristol last week because of COVID. Now
we don't need to manufacture
better and keen to get back on the sidelines, and that's exactly what he's done.
Let's go. Let's go.
And he will be enjoying much of what he's seen in the opening 25 minutes. Creevy picks out Simmons with the line-out ball, and then Pearson feeds off to Van Rensburg, used as the battering ram yet again, and on front foot ball here. Rogerson picks and goes. Ben White will come back to this near side. Missed pass, Van Rensburg. Arundel looking to create some room for himself there. Bayliss unable to wrestle the ball away from him. Fischetti goes across the line before being brought to ground by Stewart. Bath exert some real pressure here, but they have the advantage coming, London Irish. And Ben White doesn't seem too keen with that advantage, but now takes it quickly and goes. Mustn't get isolated. London Irish get in on the ball. And there is to be a yellow card.
Just play, not rolling away. Not rolling. Fine.
So Bath's woes compounded here.
Not rolling away.
Josh Bayliss sent to the bin. Their discipline awry.
What do you want to do?
And at the moment, their execution awry, everything awry for Bath at the moment. It's very hard, I'm sure, for Johan van Gaal to walk into training on a Monday morning and find the positives in this side. They are all at sea. A disastrous campaign last season, and Bath's new campaign has started poorly. Okay, they only lost by 2 points against Bristol in the opening weekend, but since then, very disappointing up against Sale, who were down to 14, remember, for 40 minutes plus. It's actually more like an hour at the reg. They've got an advantage coming. There could be another yellow cards in the offing for Bath. Ben White goes searching for that ball. London Irish go searching for what will be the try bonus. It's going to be Hassel Collins to stroll it in from Loda's pass. 4 tries in the opening 26.5 minutes here in the G-Tech. It is plain sailing. It is all too easy. And London Irish are making Bath look like a very poor side indeed.
That's all right. If you ask like that, it's nice and easy. Yeah.
I know this is all very, very lovely for you to watch, Tom, but just putting yourself in the shoes of Bath's coaching staff at the moment, just for a moment, first of all, I suppose, what's missing?
It's a good question, and you know, I'm sure it's something that they ask themselves. Look, from our side of things, I think we will look to keep the ball and hold on to the ball as much as we can and stress them that way, because we feel if we do that, we can get those opportunities that they present us with. And I think if you're a Bath player, I think you look at the players around you, you know that you've got the talent there. So from their side of things, I think it will just be about trusting what they can do and having that belief. Yes, it's hard, and I understand that. I think potentially that's just something that they don't have at the minute, which comes with results. I think results are ultimately what drives that, but having that trust and belief in each other just seems to be potentially lacking a little bit at the minute, and those key players are going to need to step up and have those big moments that the other lads around them can get behind.
Well, returning the favour, Ben Loader setting up Ollie Hassel-Collins on this occasion. Ollie Hassel-Collins with the missed pass that gave Ben Loader the opportunity to score the first try of his afternoon, the second try as it was for London Irish. Bath having some very long chats under the posts there after that fourth try is run in. Sprinting back now up to the halfway line, and some boos ringing around the G-Tech as London Irish fans impatiently waiting for Bath to get this game back underway. But I should imagine some home truths have been exchanged there amongst those players. Some more effort, togetherness required from the outfit, because they are being put to the sword here. 28 points to 5, and we still have over 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Van Rensburg waits underneath the ball and then cuts back inside past Creevy, running into Tom Ellis this time, who makes the tackle.
Okay, it's not available yet.
Carl, that was a high tackle,
Creevy,
penalty only.
Patient. High tackle. Tom Ellis, guilty party here. In fact, it's going to be Quinn Rue who's penalised for the high element of that challenge. But again, it just allows a really soft and easy exit for London Irish. Speaking before this game, Johan van Gaal said that what was lacking against Wasps was 80 minutes of rugby. They started well, they went off the boil, they came back, and then they went off the boil again. I can't see him having anything at all positive to say about this first 40 minutes. Pearson, lovely hands. Jackson, it's all flowing here. Arundel chips in behind for Hassel Collins to chase. Homer Webb is across to it, transfers it onto his boot, hoists it up in the air. Ben White, well, he had almost too long to wait for that. And he will be mightily frustrated, but still able to smile because he'll look up at the scoreboard and it's 28-5, although perhaps he wasn't smiling.
I think Henry was in his ear there. I think he wanted that ball. He knew there was space out there, and I think Whitey just caught it, didn't catch it before he did. But yeah, he'll be annoyed about that one. But it's good to see him smiling and seeing the other side of it.
There's a mark. Hold on, wait.
Well, such is the margin at the moment. They can smile, and I mean, frustrating as that error is, it's ultimately it doesn't look as though it's going to prove to be costly.
Yeah, the one thing about Irish though is that we do like a bit of drama. So although it is 28-5 and it's been a great first 32 minutes for us, I think we can't afford to let off the gas. I think we know the danger that Bath can possess, and we saw that against Wasps. When it clicks, it can really go well for them. So we'll just be looking to stay tight on things and play how we want to play and not give them those easy opportunities.
However, it has to be said about the way that Bath play rugby. They aren't a side to chase big margins. They need to keep things tight defensively and then pick up their points and perhaps snipe away. And yes, they can get on runs sometimes where they'll score a couple of unanswered or 3 unanswered tries. But chasing this sort of deficit, 23 points, the way that they've been drilled to play over the last few seasons, and now seemingly from what I've seen so far of them playing under Johan van Gaal, I don't know. I don't think it augurs particularly well for them that they are constantly having to chase games, because it's not a brand of rugby they seem very comfortable with. And a missed touch there from Orlando Bailey allows Ollie Hassel Collins to launch this one forwards. Gallagher hoisted up in the air, chasing after it, and rises and collects that one well up against Henry Arundel. And on that occasion, Bath do get on the front foot. Schroeder, Ellis, Bailey misses out to Tokana Singer, who tries to come back inside, but is tackled well by Ollie Hassel Collins. Will Stewart, as Bath look to try and at least apply some form of pressure before half-time. Bounced there by Ajomo. Tom Dunn. Schroeder again, Bailey looks back inside, intercepted though, just offside.
Oh, how good would that have been to see Rob Simmons trundle it in from 60? That would have been something to see there.
I don't know whether he would have made it.
Oh, I'm backing him all day.
I would have loved to have seen it.
Slow down the possession, needs to roll quicker. Stood up on that wrong side.
Still 6 minutes to go. Shake of the head from Rob Simmons. And Bath desperately in search now of further points. Have a line out, 10 metres from the London Irish line.
Go rolling, slow the possession.
Dunn picks out Miles Reed from the line-out.
Come up, it's gone backwards. That's one.
Bath have gone backwards, so once is called by Carl Dixon.
Still moving.
Just about moving forwards here. Out. Schroeder fires that ball out. Jonathan Joseph out so fast though, and Pearson makes the tackle, and Bath find themselves now back on the edge of the 22.
Thank you.
It's been a very hard afternoon so far for the visitors. 5 minutes to go until the interval. Will Stewart gets them on the front foot. Schroeder. Tom Dunn again. Still, they don't look as though they're making much ground here, as the ball is helped on its way. Wesley White across the line of attack, still not managing too much forward momentum here. Schumann stops there. Reed. At the moment, London Irish winning the collision point. Good hands. Jonathan Joseph with that inside run alongside Ajomo, and then Joseph unnecessarily takes out Van Rensburg.
Yeah, just a penalty. It was no foul play. He was just taking beyond.
Taken
beyond the ruck.
A free penalty clearance here. Once again, ill discipline and poor play. And London Irish with a free clearance. Pushed into touch by Paddy Jackson. Is that just ill-disciplined frustration, more born out of frustration for Jonathan Joseph?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Joe Kokonasiga actually that gave away the penalty there, and I think it is. I think it's that frustration of trying to force something and the fact that they're not going forward as much as he would have liked. I think that's potentially why he feels he has to have that moment. But yeah, I think at the minute it's just ill discipline from Bath. And in contrast, Irish are just being very clinical when they get in those areas.
Come up.
Rob Simmons collects the ball well from the line out. London Irish maul well up to the 10-metre line. Still going as Creevy bursts forward. Ball tidy on its way out, but Bischetti manages to rampage. Jackson. Van Rensburg fired cross field. Will Joseph. Arundel still managed to keep that going. Back inside. Wally Hassel-Collins feeding Will Joseph. Jackson. Ratuniarawa. Jackson. Van Rensburg. Loader looking to explode round the outside. In the end, Homer Webb manages to bring him down. Flick crossfield to Creevy. Bath's defence being stretched one way, then the next. Jackson. Joseph slides his run through to the 10-metre line, picked up by White. Jackson accelerates. Hassel-Collins. Arundel was outside him, just in front of Hassel-Collins there. Ratuniarawa into the 22. Irish searching for a fifth try. Jackson flat pass to Bischetti. Bischetti's doing well there. Ben White feels that ball was very slow. Jackson. Joseph bursts through, tries to keep it alive, goes through one set of hands. Ben White was there though.
Thank you, mate.
They need someone else to be scrum half. Pearson up against Quinn Rue. Well, Joseph again. Jackson, Ratuniarawa, and here goes Arundel. Arundel delays it. It's a hat-trick for Hassel-Collins before half-time. London Irish with their fifth try. It's the end of the yellow card for Josh Bayliss as he trots back onto the field of play. What he has observed will not have been pleasant viewing. A hat-trick for Hassel-Collins, and, well, I don't know whether he'll ever score an easier one.
Great link play between the forwards here. Henry calling for that out the back, and then just simple 2-on-1 for Ollie just to finish in the corner. And I think that's the difference. Irish at the minute are just being really, really clinical when we get in those areas. We've got really fast ball, and in contrast, you look at Bath, and it just seems it's not quite clicking for them when they get in those opportunities. But obviously, I think Paddy will look to add the conversion here, and I think 33-5 is probably a fair reflection of the two sides.
Well, Paddy Jackson, well, he has been from four so far, and they haven't been the easiest of kicks. 3 have come out from right on the touchline. Bath's yellow is over. Josh Bayliss back on the field of play. Well, he cannot miss at the moment. Paddy Jackson once again finds his target. The last few seconds of the first half tick down. London Irish leading by 30 points here at the G-Tech. An Ollie Hassel-Collins hat-trick in this first half. A brace from Ben Loader. They lead 35 points to 5. Restart very nearly claimed there by Hamer.
Yeah, Irish.
Tom
Irish,
Dunn
knock on.
picks the ball up. It was not called by London Irish. Although
There's a
Augustine
knock on
Creevy
here.
managed to win that ball back.
That was a good
He
turn.
did so.
Yeah. There's a knock on by you first.
Carl Dixon
Then
signalling
turnover
that it was going to be a scrum to Bath, but that is also the signal that the end of a superb first half of the Exiles has come to its conclusion. For Bath, there is going to be a lot of soul-searching during the interval. The score at half-time here at the G-Tech, London Irish 35, Bath 5.
No. Okay, nothing. Just played on. I couldn't hear you. Yeah, just played on.
Welcome back to the G-Tech. Bath making their way back out onto the field of play for the second half here. They have a mountain to climb. They trail by 30 points here at the G-Tech. London Irish 35, Bath 5 the score at the interval. They've had two enforced changes, with both Josh McNally having to leave the field of play and also GJ van Veltzer. They've had Josh Bayliss in the bin for 10 minutes as well. And London Irish have punished them for it. They ran riot in that first half. Hat-trick from Ollie Hassel-Collins and a brace from Ben Loader. The one try in reply coming from Gabe Hamer-Webb for Bath.
Yep.
Delighted to say I have Tom Parton from London Irish sitting alongside me. And Tom, I mean, two very different changing rooms at the interval there.
Yeah, definitely. I think from an Irish perspective, it will be, look, let's do the same. Let's go again and see if we can raise it another level. And in contrast, I reckon Bath will probably say we have to score in the first 10 minutes, and these next 10 minutes are going to be crucial for the result that they want.
Orlando Bailey will get us back underway as Bath look to do something, and it's not a great restart for London Irish as it comes through the hands first of Ratuni Urawa and then knocked forward by Bernard Jansen van Winsberg. But just chatting to you in the interval, Tom, asking you if you'd ever been 30 points down at half-time. We discovered possibly 20, and what was said in the change room on that occasion?
I think it's not a case of talking like to the guy next to you and kind of complaining about things. I think you have to come tighter as a group. You have to almost see it as like a new challenge, a new game in that sense. And I think Bath will just be looking to score next. If they score next, who knows what can happen, especially against Irish. We know that, you know, we are a dangerous team, but we do have the tendency to make things a bit more dramatic than they should be. So Bath will just be looking at the first 10 minutes and say, okay, can we score next? And let's see what happens from that.
They have an early opportunity here. The scrummage on the 22. The set piece has not gone well for them so far this afternoon. That is another element I'm sure that Johan van Gaal would have talked about improving in this second half. It is just getting every small, basic job right. They have a free kick. It's taken quickly by Schroeder, and he fires it out into Jonathan Joseph, and now carried forwards there by Joe Thuckonasinger, quickly recycled. Josh Bayliss has it and crashes through one tackle. Schroeder again, good pace employed by Bath early on here. Miles Reed, dragged to ground, huge hit put on him. Tom Dunn manages to ride that challenge. He had Tom Ellis alongside him. Schroeder, flat pass, it's missed out though, picked up here by London Irish and hoofed forwards by Ben White, and it's Loader who goes herring after it.
Back?
Just out into touch.
Don't know.
And a good touch found. Looking to take that
No, it was
quickly,
already in the
but
22,
it's
played
taken
by Bath,
quickly.
picked up by Irish.
So it'll be a Bath line out. I think that's, well, if you wanted to wrap up how this game has been in a small microcosm just there, very similar to the start of the first half. Bath starting really brightly, getting through several phases of play, looking positive, taking the ball at pace. But then, when they coughed up possession, London Irish clearing and clearing well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Bath carries seem to have a bit more vigour in them and a bit more leg drive, which is what they'll be looking for.
Jonathan Joseph feeds Bailey, who's in the line. Gallagher pops it back inside for Hamer Webb. Hamer Webb, though, has lost it forwards, and it's Pearson who comes up with it for London Irish. So, coming in to act as scrum half is Simmons, and somehow Augustine Creevy managed to get that back. Ben White comes in late. Hassel Collins sends it out to Van Rensburg, and Chawatama, fast hands from him. Arundel had to retreat. Bath desperate to try and turn this over, and they've done well. Ball turned over. Tom Dunn picks up out the back of the hand to Bailey, sends it across to Jonathan Joseph. They could get a 2-on-1 here. Orlando Bailey kicks his way back inside, looking for support. Bath into the 22 again. Need to try and finish this off. Ball fed back once again and driven up towards that London Irish line. Schroeder, Miles Reid. It has been a more positive start from Bath, and I'm sure Van Gaal will be happy. They have numbers here. It's a simple jog in. And the try scored by Matt Gallagher. And just the start that Bath needed. It is a finger hold back in this game.
Matt Gallagher's been looking really dangerous and controlling those edges really well, and that's the perfect start for Bath. That's exactly what they wanted. And I think now it's just a case of, okay, let's go back and let's do it again, and let's see the problems that we can cause Irish.
And all of it has come from carrying the ball with much more purpose than we saw in that first half, getting through the collision and taking defenders in with them.
Exactly, and when they do that, they're a great team. They've got the players to do it, and that's just the difference, is getting those little meters, those 1 or 2 meters that the forwards can get is going to create space for guys like Matt Gallagher, Jonathan Joseph, Joe Thokanasiga to be able to execute how they want to.
So a second try of the afternoon for Bath. Matt Gallagher created the first for Gabe Hamer-Webb. He scored the second. Orlando Bailey will look to get his first successful kick of the afternoon. And this one crashes off the upright, so still no extras added. But Bath have a second try. Matt Gallagher has a second try of the season after scoring against Wasps just over a week ago. It's his 6th Premiership try in total. The other 4 coming in the colours of Saracens. Irish restart. Hamer-Webb underneath that one.
Use it!
Quinn Roux waits for it and then drives forward before being brought to a standstill himself. Schroeder looking for
Use it now, please. There you go.
He'll need to get this ball back, and he will turn to his boot. Up in the air, and that one drifts out into touch. London Irish will have the line out just shy of the Bath 10-metre line.
Much better exit that from Bath. We saw how much pressure that they were put under when they didn't execute how they wanted to, so it's good to see them execute properly in that 22 area.
Van Rensburg carries for London Irish. How many times have we said that? Not only this afternoon, but this season. Creevy was there. Ben White saw a little gap and tries to dart round Will Stewart, who eventually hauls him to ground. Chawatama. Creevy. Fired off by Ben White again. Jackson flat pass into Arundel, who goes round the outside. Tried to open things up for Ollie Hassel Collins. Went into basketball mode for the offload, but just unable to find his winger.
Line out, come on.
Couple of changes made in the front row here. Will Goodrick-Clark and Ollie Hoskins coming on for Chawatama and Fischetti.
Let's go, Blue.
Line-out ball claimed by Bayliss and taken off the back there by Wesley White to Miles Reed. Schroeder.
Okay, use it now, please. Once it's been kicked, let go of everybody.
Again.
Use it now, please. Okay, let go one.
Stood up in the air. It's a towering kick. Chassel Collins waits for and takes away from Joe Thuckenasinger.
No hands now, release.
Creamy there in support. Ben White hopped along the line. Good hands here, but it's lost by London Irish, and it went forwards by London Irish again. And this time, losing the ball in midfield. The unforced errors that we didn't really see from Irish in that first half, Tom.
Yeah, exactly. I think those connections out with the backs, out of the forwards, how that kind of connected was working really well in the first half. And just two now we've seen just drop, and yeah, the boys will be looking to fix that up, because again, that's just an easy area for Bath to get into and play their game how they want it to be played.
Wesley White is the player who stayed down, a replacement early on. Looks as though he's trying to continue, and Bath with this attacking scrum. Hoskins and Goodrick Clark new to the front row. The Bath front row remains the same.
Okay, time back on, let's go. Across that mark, you send that side. Let's not make a big deal, come on. There's still a mark left of the mark, isn't it? Let's go.
This is the kind of scrum that the backs would have practiced a lot in the week. They would have had these moments to look at how Irish set up defensively. You can see Orlando Bailey in the boot of the scrum there, and they've gone 3 on the left and 2 on the right, so it'll be interesting to see where they think the opportunity is.
Bye! This time, the reason why you engage is because he slipped off the shirt. Can we change the shirt, please? Time off. That's the reason why it went in. He slipped on the shirt and fell in. So he's got nothing to bind onto.
Change of shirt required because Will Stewart's shirt has split down the right-hand side, which means that there is nothing for Will Goodrick Clark to bind onto when they're packing down.
We just basically need to find that common ground between us. Yeah, I put you on a mark. The issue obviously is left foot, so as long as he's left that mark and we can find a gap, then what happens?
He's gone down the tunnel to find his new shirt. No one flying into action on the Bath bench there to sort him out. It gives Joe Thuckenasinger an opportunity to grab some water on this near side.
His shirt's ripped, you can't bind it or anything. Yeah, of course.
4 minutes played so far of the second half. Bath have the only try of it, but the first half was where London Irish blew them away, and a hat-trick scored by this man, Ollie Hassel-Collins. His first one scored on 4 minutes. Second came courtesy of a nice pass from Ben Loader, who he'd set up moments beforehand, and then the hat-trick score just before the interval. Arundel setting him over the line. Will Stewart is back with a brand new number 3 shirt on.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold! Green, green, green. No. Too much.
Second time it goes down and remains untidy here. Carl Dixon needs to get this sorted.
We both have our break foot up, there's too much instability. Let's go again, please.
Even the most fervent of rugby fans doesn't want to
Let's go.
watch
Please
scrum
speed up.
reset
Please
after
speed
scrum
up.
reset.
I agree.
And I knew you would. It is a great attacking position, this one for Bath. Currently, they have 3 on the left-hand side, with Bailey sitting in that pocket behind the scrum. Arundel, opposite him, is going to be a free kick to Bath, which becomes a penalty.
17.
And
Second time. Too much.
it's going to be Will Goodrick Clark who is penalised. So change up from a free kick to a penalty means that Orlando Bailey can kick this one down towards the corner. Bath should give themselves another good opportunity here. Touch found around 8 metres from the line.
We talk about those 10 minutes after half-time, and I think if you're a Bath supporter, I think this is the perfect start for them. They'll be looking to see if they can capitalise, but you know, from an Irish point of view, just look a little bit sloppy, almost as if they kind of expect things to just click now and happen for us. So we'll see if Bath can capitalise on this great attacking opportunity now.
Dunn goes to the front of the line where Josh Bayliss claims the ball, and London Irish once again defend it well, but Bath start to rumble forwards a little, but it has gone sideways. So Tom Dunn will have to do something with this now. He breaks off and is well tackled, look to get the offload away, but up to around 6 metres away from the line. Ball clasped in here by Ellis. Cross field, Bath have numbers, but Josh Bayliss smothered by defenders and held up momentarily. Ball goes again, driven into that contact. Bath will look to use their forwards, and Thokonasinger drives up towards the line. Is he over? Has he grounded it? Bath celebrate, the try's given. They have the second score of the second half, the third of the game.
I've had a call. They'll have a look. If it's not clear, I've had the call that it's a try. If it's nothing clear, I'll be told.
So the crucial decision here by Carl Dixon is, although Claire Hodnett will take another look at it, he has given a try, so there will have to be conclusive
The grounding
evidence
has been
that Joe
made.
Thokonasinger didn't touch this down for him to overrule that decision.
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking. I didn't see that. Didn't see that.
There was the carry from Juan Schumann, and then Thokonasinger smashing there into both Will Joseph and Paddy Jackson, wrestling his way over the line. If he has managed to ground it, it's a phenomenal effort.
Watch the scrum. Green are binding quite early, which is causing a bit of instability, and then he's going to knee after as well, just for when.
So he's marched out a bit of space.
This time, Orlando Bailey is on target. Bath
Just about
have 3 tries in reply to London Irish's 5.
I need you to give him the gap with his head in.
If they can get the next try, well, not only do they have a try bonus score, but also it starts to make things look a little more nervous for the home team.
Okay, use it!
To say, just before that line out and just before the ensuing score from Bath, as you were saying, well, London Irish not managing things, getting things to click in this second half so far. It's human nature, isn't it? It doesn't matter how many times you say, OK, guys, the scoreboard's 0-0. Everyone will look up at the scoreboard and it's 35-5 at half-time. And it's job done. It feels like it's job done, except, of course, it isn't.
Yeah, definitely. I think momentum's a very strange thing in rugby, and it's almost like the break is the worst thing for you when you're winning, and it's almost like it's the best thing for you if you're down by a fair few. So I think from our point of view, it's just about staying how we want to play and keeping momentum in the carries, doing the simple things well, and we'll look to put pressure on them.
Ben Donald carries this time after a good carry moments ago from Pearson. Paddy Jackson to Ratani Arawa. Just shy of that 10-metre line. Ball comes again for Jackson. Van Rensburg. Hassel Collins tries to draw the man. Does well. Drives over the ball. He had Will Joseph outside him. Pearson. Ball is laid back. Ben White to Jackson again. Hoskins unable to carry forwards on this occasion. Bath. Our hands in there.
Must be on your feet. Hands all over the ground by 20.
Was
Must be on his
just,
feet.
well, Wesley White just committing there a very, very blatant foul. Referee right in front of it, never going to get away with it. And the consequence of that, it just feels to me as though, having just worked so hard to get themselves back into that position, no need to give London Irish an easy penalty here, where they can drive down into the bottom corner.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, if Bath eliminate those little errors, it could be a completely different game. I think Irish was slightly, you know, we were adopting a bit of a different technique in that attacking set. I think we were looking to go through them a lot more with our carries, and rather than going out the back and playing to the edge. So I think, again, we're just kind of going back to those forwards carrying hard, which we did so well in that first half, and just look to put Bath under pressure, which will hopefully give us those opportunities, and we can capitalise through those little moments of ill discipline that they're having.
Matt Rogerson is the player who's just received treatment, and he's back up onto his feet and back together with the group of players.
Okay, water off then, please. Water off. Just over here. Just wait. We're going to wait for water to go off anyway.
A couple of changes made by
Which way are you going to go? That way or that way?
Bath here, and end of the afternoon for Juan Schumann and Jonathan Joseph, with Piers Francis coming on.
Yeah, he's kicking that way.
Instead of Jonathan Joseph, and Juan Schumann replaced by Lewis Boyce. In the meantime, a good touch found by Paddy Jackson to take play down to 10 metres shy of Bath's line now.
How many?
Simmons collects the ball. London Irish to try and get some forward traction here for Augustine Creevy, but Ben White's in because you can see that isn't particularly going anywhere, although Creevy, as you would expect, is keen to keep going. And Creevy continues to march towards the line.
Let go, ball's here.
Ball is free. Red Tony Urawa picks up and gets it out. Van Rensburg, dummy back inside. Away he goes, under the posts. Celebration time for Ben Loader. It's a pair of hat-tricks for London Irish. Beautifully worked move. And after that blip in the opening quarter of an hour for London Irish, which has seen a couple of tries from Bath, right back on point.
Good.
And Ben Loader beaming as he goes over. Well, when you score 6 tries and it's a hat-trick apiece for your 2 wingers, not too many complaints can come from the backs coach.
No, exactly. He'll be chuffed with that. 2 hat-tricks, can't do anything wrong at the minute, it seems. And that's exactly what Irish would have wanted. That kind of response is exactly what they would have looked for, just to kind of get that certainty back and look to play in the right areas again.
Rory McConaughey and Max Green are the new players coming on for Bath.
Everyone off, George.
42 points to 17 on the scoreboard. Steve Ajomo makes way alongside Juan Schroeder. And that ball is won back by Van Transberg, and
now.
Goes to ground, stands up, able to pick it back up again. Ben White released the ball to Simmons.
Ball's not available yet. Ball is now available. Use it, please. Yes, now, Ben, please, now. Now.
Waited for by Matt Gallagher, who was across the defensive line before straightening and was then brought to ground by Radini Urawa. Orlando Bailey looking to prize an opening down the short side, and just to make a couple of yards. Max Green quickly flicks the ball off, and Bath looking to just retain some possession and once again build on what was a promising start to this second half. And they are only a score away from picking up a try bonus and at least leaving here from the G-Tech with something from this afternoon. Miles Reed on that far side. Boyce drives purposely forward. Will Stewart still full of running, still full of strength. Crossing that gain line. Going again. Boyce carrying for the second time in quick succession and punching a little bit of a hole. Now helped down the line. Bailey accelerating into that line. Great hands to release McConaughey. Another player so good to see back in the field of play is Singer. Looks to smash his way up to the 22. Tom Ellis. He played Premiership Cup rugby in midweek against Gloucester along with McConaughey. McConaughey helps it along its way to Bayliss. Bayliss checking back inside. Rory McConaughey, another of the players who's been out at Bath since January. Just starting to make his way back into the fold. So much has changed since the last time he ran out for the blue, black and white, having to impress a completely new man in charge. That ball not clear from the hands of Josh Bayliss, but Lewis Boyce was on hand to pick up and run forward. Quinn Rue into Van Rensburg, who has tirelessly not only punctured holes in attack up the middle, but his defensive capabilities put to the test, and he's not found wanting. Green, Tom Dunn, Bayliss looking for some form of opening here. Bath Creevy's there to look and try and get over the top and win it back, but the penalty ceded, and Bath could take it quickly. Singer is wanting that, but as it is, I'm sure that they will kick to the corner. They managed to turn a similar position into a try about 15 minutes ago. Less than that, 10 minutes ago, but final quarter of the game is arrived at. London Irish 42, Bath 17.
That's fine, we'll do it after.
Rob Simmons is receiving treatment, so whilst Orlando Bailey can nudge the ball into touch, he won't be able to get the line out going. Another change made with Darcy Ray coming on for Bath.
Now then, water break. Yeah, water break.
Yeah, this Irish player down, Carl, got caught in the tackle when he made the tackle.
I think Rob Simmons there just picked up a nasty stinger, which are the worst things to get.
I didn't say grand earlier, so we don't. Huh? I didn't say grand earlier. Good. Anything done?
So that's an end to his afternoon.
Okay. Water off then, please. Water off, time still off. Time still off.
No real need for him to play on after that. Feels that the arm is in some strife. His replacement is Josh Caulfield.
Okay, let's go then. Stand back on.
Irish waiting to make another change as Bath win the ball from the line out. The maul formed. It's towards the touchline. Once called yet again, Max Green will need to try and recycle this unless Tom Dunn can get some momentum going from the base. Green fires it out to Singer, who scored a try from that similar position just moments ago. Back inside, and Piers Francis takes it at speed, flat. Darcy Ray this time. Tom Ellis. Numbers are here for Singer. Russell Collins involved in preventing him getting through. The forwards line up waiting. Hoskins up against Miles Reed. Green dancing along the line. Wesley White. Great defensive set this from Irish. Penalty one. Darcy Ray
17 on his feet, strong position.
frustrated. The player penalised his Boyce.
Clear lift of the ball by 17.
Great defensive turnover there from Goodrick Clark. Bath just looking, you know, they seem to be very patient, which is, I think, a great side. You know, I think they are being a lot more patient. They're going through the phases, which I think is stressing Irish a lot more. But I think they just kind of got those cleaners a bit slow, and Will Goodrick-Clark, he's a big old lump, so you know it's good to see him get over on the ball there.
Okay, number 8.
I agree with you. It's good to see the patience being employed, but it also looks a little like a lack of imagination as well in what they're going to do in order to break Irish down, and as a consequence, Irish made that look quite easy to defend.
Yeah, I think you could say it's potentially a bit one-dimensional. They're looking for those big runners and those big carriers that they have in their team to create those inroads. I think there could be potentially looking at a few more layers in attack, you know, questioning those Irish defenders a bit more. But I think from an Irish point of view, it's great to see that they were just defending what was in front of them.
Chandler Cunningham-South is the new player on for London Irish as Ben White sends that downfield, and that is a beautifully weighted kick just to the edge of the 22, fielded by Singer, who runs into Cunningham-South and Pearson, and he manages to knock both players backwards up towards halfway. Could be a bit of a gap here opening up. Tom Dunn up against Hassel-Collins. Great tackle in the end from Hassel-Collins. Max Green sends it to Miles Reid. Over halfway now, Bath.
That was a great example there. I think, you know, Bailey had created an opportunity there, but they just seemed to be a little bit off the pace and not be able to get onto that ball. I think it was a 4-on-2 that they didn't execute because they weren't quite on it, but it's good to see them creating those opportunities and asking the Irish defence a bit more.
Creating them, but then moments later, just a slight lack of communication between Tom Ellis and Tom Dunn. And well, part of that, I'm sure, with Tom Ellis is just a lack of match awareness. When you've been out of the game since January, there is going to be a little ring rustiness that needs to be polished off. Ben White off for Caelan Englefield. Comes on as the finisher at scrum half once again with 16 minutes to go. And London Irish still leading by a handsome margin. The score 42-17. Ratuni Urawa. Such a safe pair of hands to have in the side, making his second start for London Irish, and this maul making its way past the 10-metre line to Englefield, who will look to put some pressure here on Thokona Singer strides back inside and sees that Paddy Jackson's the player who's going to tackle him, and he shrugs that one off. Green knows that there's a bit of a gap, and Arundel comes across and won't be able to keep that in play. And in fact, is adjudged to have carried it out of play.
Great identification there from Green, just to see the Irish were down a number there as the winger had chased, and there wasn't that backfield coverage for them to execute that kind of roller kick where the ball just had to do all the work for him.
So Niall Annette comes on first season at Bath, and his first contribution is to miss his man and taken back in. Joseph still striding forwards, look back inside for Van Rensburg. Englefield, flat pass, beautifully executed there to Ben Donnell, who's able to carry it over the gain line.
Release. My mistake, too early, play on.
Well, it was too early there, and as a consequence, Bath can turn that ball over. Slightly high hit there on Joe Thokona-Singer. Bayliss. Flick back inside. Wrestled clear, and Stacey Ray manages to get that ball back. It's held in. Caulfield with half a tackle. Bath still going forwards. Green, Reid. Darcy Ray again.
High tackle, penalty only. Okay, high tackle. Where is
High
it? I don't know
tackle.
where it is. Captain, please. Captain.
Max Green.
19. No. 19, please. Captain. Tom, first of all, more than happy for him to ask for the penalty is. I don't know where it is. So by him screaming at me, makes me more liable to turn it over. Exactly. So, please time to calm down, or next time I'll reverse the penalty. Okay, now can I
Carl,
get the mark,
penalties
please?
in line with me.
Okay, over this way?
Yes, come towards me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Like a telling
You're
off
good
for
there.
a school
High
teacher.
tackle.
Just
isn't it?
hold the 10 so I get to
Absolutely.
the corner.
Hi.
So the penalty eventually given, and Max Green put back in his place. So Bath, who will be still in search, remember, of try number 4, but at least something to leave the G-Tech with. Over 13 minutes still to go, and a good opportunity here, but Nalanet will need to hit his man. Succeeds in doing so. Tom Ellis aiming that ball, and Nalanet wriggled clear, went down onto one knee. Bath unable still to get this moving forwards. Max Green will need to get this away. Annette does break away and gets up to 5 metres short of the line. Ball is slow though for Bath. Irish have plenty of defenders back, spread across the field, and London Irish, if they turn this over, will have quite an advantage. Bath just keeping it tight. To the short side, Singer. No real options. Another pick and go from Bath. Marlinet, a couple of metres made, but London Irish's defence continues to stand firm at present. They're in an offside position though, so a penalty is coming here for Bath. Bailey, Singer flings off Englefield, but Englefield gets back and the tackle is made. Josh Bayliss, is there any way through for him? He's still going to about 2 or 3 metres short of the line. In the end, Cunningham South does bring him to the ground, but Bath desperately trying to get this ball over through sheer brute force. Ellis, metre shy of the line, grinding it out. They have another advantage. They go for that line again, held up just short, flicked out. Bailey goes on his own, no way through. Rory McConaughey there in support. Ball popped up into the path of Singer again. And he's well marshalled. Advantage still being played to Bath here. They have the penalty coming, but they're having to wait and be very patient indeed. Another penalty goes Bath's way. Bayliss driven up towards the line, held up just short.
Tackle release! No!
Looking for this ball to come back. Max Green waits. Bath go for the corner. Try scored.
And
It was the second row.
where's
5, I think.
okay, we're going to try. And this
Well,
player.
Niall Annette is the player who's going to
Number
emerge
4.
from the bottom of that
Three
pile.
penalties.
And Bath at least have a
3
try
consecutive
bonus
penalties
scored
round the
here.
breakdown and the line.
Great patience there from Bath. You know what's coming, and from a defensive point of view, that we knew what was coming there, and Bath just being really patient and just relying on those strong ball carriers that they do possess to get the job done. And this is an excellent finish there from Neil Annette.
Carl, try is
And
good.
Martin
Thank you
Gonzalez
very much.
comes on for London Irish as Orlando Bailey lines this one up for Bath. Hits his mark again. 42 points to 24 the score, and Bath do have that try bonus.
I think if you're a Bath player and supporter, I think you'd probably be happy with taking away a try bonus point with the half-time scores being what they were. I think they'll be looking now to see if there's potential that they can get another quick one and see what happens.
Nalanet dances along that line. Bailey. Rory McConaughey, running with purpose. The first time he's really had the opportunity to do so. Penalty for London Irish.
It's because you slid back. I was literally a split second. I'll get killed with it. I was a split second from blowing. He's doing his job.
So yellow card for Api Ratuniarawa for London Irish at the same time as the try was scored.
5 lads.
Also a change made with Pearson replaced by Gonzalez in the back row. Irish down to 14 then for the concluding part of this game, but they have attacking ball, and that is collected by Ben Donnell.
Come forward.
Well formed, and even though they are a man down, Augustin Creevy managing to get forward traction here. Englefield waiting for the ball. Hassel Collins already with 3 tries to his name. Cuts back inside. Great work from Bath over that ball, and they've turned it over.
Clear left by number 20. Clearly.
A little bit sloppy that from Irish, you know, hitting as good as he is, Ollie, on into that brick wall. I don't think that's the right time that he needs to be doing that. I think we should have been just a little bit more patient with the forwards, got them round the corner a few more times and looked to get some dominance in that area. But it's a great turnover there, and Bath will look to see if they can get in a good attacking opportunity.
Piers Francis with the touch. Bath appear in no real hurry to get across to the line out, but now going in search of a 5th try this afternoon.
Let's go, Blue.
Ball won by Wesley White. Into midfield, Francis looks to burst through, trying to get it out the back of his hand. In the end, Green is there. Bailey helped on its way. Hamer Webb hasn't managed to get further than a couple of strides before he goes to ground, and then Quinn Rue looks to put Bath back on that front foot. Bailey, Tom Ellis, well tackled.
Okay, Captain, please. Not rolling away here. Captain, 10. I've got 1 in the bin for penalties. I'm more than happy to put more in. Not rolling away here. Jacking at 2 seconds. Not rolling away.
Paddy Jackson give a final warning there, and a second London Irish player could be finding his way onto the bin in the concluding part of this game. That one sliced off the outside of the boot, and that's going to go straight back up into the air for Loader, and now Arundel, who will look to exploit his pace around the outside and takes play up to the edge of the 22. Englefield, Hoskins. Bath turn it back over. And it has very much been Bath's second half so far. And if they're to take anything away from the GTEC along with that try bonus, Johan van Gaal will, I guess, once again be able to hold on to the fact that his side are able to put together 40 minutes of rugby. Here's Francis nudges into the corner. Some ironic cheers ring around the ground as he finds touch there. James Stokes
Discipline.
makes his way onto the field of play. And that spells the end of the afternoon for the other Joseph on the field of play this afternoon. Will Joseph will certainly have won the bragging rights and beams at his brother Jonathan as he makes his way past the Bath bench. Niall Annette to the front of the line, where it's juggled by Josh Bayliss but taken in. And Bath now with that numerical advantage surge forward towards the line. Real purpose here. Bath will fancy a try number 5, and they have one. Peeling away. And was it Niall Annette again? Looks like it was. So, a fruitful appearance for him.
No idea.
Only his second appearance for Bath since making his way down to the southwest from Worcester. And the Northern Irishman has a brace of tries here at the G-Tech. Orlando Bailey had been on target with all of his kicks, then there would be the chance of a losing bonus here for Bath as well. As it is, they will still have just over 3 minutes perhaps to achieve that, and that certainly would be something.
All good.
It is another successful effort. 3 from 5 for Orlando Bailey. Just under 3 minutes remaining at the G-Tech. London Irish 42, Bath 31. It seems an improbable scoreline considering what we have witnessed this afternoon, but Bath have managed to come back, and they have 4 tries now in this second half. Paddy Jackson restarts. Hamer Webb waits underneath it once again. As Bath now go in search of another score that would give them a losing bonus and potentially a couple of points from a game that they were trailing by 30 at the interval. Quinn Roux. Momentum sways firmly in the visitors' direction. Out the back of the hand from Niall Annette, flat across the line. Bath using their runners. Rory McConaughey looking to create something. A tap tackle from Van Rensburg is crucial there. Niall Annette still inside the 22, knocked backwards this time.
Ball's under the blue player.
Ollie Hoskins
Ball's
with
under
the
the blue
tackle
player.
there. Green. Piers Francis. Oh, that was intercepted by Hassel Collins, picked up by Paddy Jackson. He scores, didn't go forwards off Hassel Collins. I'm sure they'll take another look at it, but Paddy Jackson looks as though he's gone 2 from 2 in the Gallagher Premiership with his second try of the season. And a chance of putting the icing on the cake.
I've got nothing clearly forward at the moment.
You knock it on? Okay. They're checking. I've asked the question. We've got up to the restart, so we're fine. We've got plenty of time.
Can you just slow that one down?
Can we just slow it down?
It's a great read.
No, sorry, I'm going to the
Hassel Collins there just to see where.
Just
where
bear with me. I'm looking at another angle.
To intercept that ball.
You can go. You can set up.
And Paddy with the wheels just about. Although I think Cramp just got him just after he needed it.
I think that's the best angle that we've seen of it, and on that one it looks as though it just really goes through his hands.
Go. Yeah, time's on.
No clear knock on. The try is good.
No clear knock on. Good. Let's go.
The time was off during that, Carl, just for info.
Cramp
Time
of
went
each.
off.
Paddy Jackson cramping up, but Alan Englefield will have the opportunity to convey. He's pushed that well wide. We have a minute to go. Paddy Jackson with try number 7. 47 points to 31 now, and the Gallagher Premiership continues its try-fest. An extraordinary weekend last weekend where it was high-scoring game after high-scoring game witnessed, and many of them settled by just the odd score. Well, this one, which has been observed by 7,227 at the G-Tech, certainly has never looked in doubt for London Irish, but Bath have found a way back, and, well, it'll be interesting to see whether they take too much positivity away from this encounter.
Touch. Nope, line out.
30 seconds to go. Bath with the line out on London Irish's 10-metre line, and Api Ratuniyarawa is able to come back onto the field of play. Line-out ball taken by Wesley White at the front. Bailey into that line, and they were watching for Hamer Webb coming off his wing. And an Irish trying to turn that ball over. In the end, Max Green does come up with it. Quinn Rue really able to make as much ground as he would have wanted. London Irish turned it over, but illegally so. And
strip on the floor.
Well, Goodrick Clark sin-binned for stripping the ball on the floor whilst off his feet. Here's Francis, puts the ball into touch, not as close to the corner flag as perhaps he would have wanted, but Bath do have another attacking platform here.
Green, come up.
Line-up ball is claimed by Tom Ellis, who has grown into this game, came on very early on. Break off the back, beautifully fed back inside, fighting for the line. Piers Francis scores. So Bath do have a 6th try now. 13 tries in total this afternoon in this encounter. It seems almost inconceivable that Bath can come away from home, score 6 tries and not get a losing bonus. They have a try bonus, but that is all.
Try
with
is
the
good.
conversion
Okay.
still to come, and this conversion will be the final kick of the game.
That's it. That's good.
Probably going to ask the impossible now, Tom, but how do you describe the second half?
Yeah, I think it's been mixed, hasn't it? I think when the pressure's been put on Irish to respond, I think they've done that very well. And I think they've been clinical. I think if you're looking at the great teams in this league, I think Irish will be put under more pressure in terms of discipline-wise in that second half. I think there was just a few too many silly errors, you know, not rolling away, stripping the ball when it's not needed to, that gave Bath the ascendancy that they needed to. And like I said before, momentum's a weird thing in rugby, and I think, yeah, a 47-38 final score is a great way to finish things.
9 points, the difference in the end between these two sides. 47-38, London Irish are the victors. Ollie Hassel-Collins with a hat-trick, Ben Loader with a hat-trick, and also a try from Paddy Jackson. But one try that we saw from Bath in the first half, followed up by 5 in the second half. Piers Francis with the final one. 13 tries in total, both teams leaving with try bonuses, but it's a try bonus win for London Irish, which certainly does them proud, and they will augment themselves up onto 12 points in the Gallagher Premiership table. An extraordinary second half in the sunshine, though, where Bath did everything that could really have been asked of them to find a way back into the match, but in the end London Irish always having just enough, and always just enough of a lead to never really feel threatened. The final score here from the GTEC, London Irish 47, Bath 38, and time now to look back at those second half highlights. Well, the perfect start, you said, Tom, they needed a try and they got it through Matt Gallagher.
Yeah, I think those 10 minutes Bath managed really well. They needed that reaction, which I think they got. Their forwards got more carries through Cokanasiga here, for example, that just created that bit of momentum, and that body language started to change a bit for Bath. And they're a dangerous team when they get it right. Irish, again, though, reacted well through balls like this to Ben Loader, who used his wheels to score under the post. But yeah, it will be an interesting end of the game team talk for sure.
Well, the London Irish flags were flying when Ben Loader went over for their second hat-trick of the afternoon, but Niall Annette then came up with a brace of tries for Bath. First one of those, giving them the try bonus score, and then another one for him moments later as they bulldozed over the line, looking for that ball and then driven over with purpose. So Bath at this stage closing and threatening to close and make it a potentially interesting conclusion to the match, where they might have fancied their chances of getting another bonus point through the losing bonus. But London Irish's reply was to apply pressure up the other end, and they scored their 7th try of the afternoon. Paddy Jackson, the man who went over before Bath had another at the end. This the second of Niall Annette's tries. A well-executed one from that line out. Paddy Jackson scoring London Irish's final try of the afternoon, getting cramp immediately, but that ball intercepted by Hassel Collins, not going forwards out of his hands, and Collins coming up with it. But then still time for one more. Niall Annette provided this time back inside the Piers Francis. He dotted down, and the conversion added a remarkable final score of London Irish 47, Bath 38. An entertaining afternoon, and once again, as it was last weekend, a frustrating one for defensive coaches. Let's take a look at those stats now. And Tom, again, anything that particularly stands out?
Well, I think it was a great reaction from Bath to come out at half-time, and I think, look, that second half was fairly even, as we can see through the stats there, and I think that kind of reflects the scoreline. I think Irish went off the boil in that second half, and Bath needed that reaction, and they got that reaction through doing the simple things well, carrying hard, getting momentum through their forwards, through their dangerous runners, and that created space, and they looked very dangerous and posed Irish more threats.
So once again, Bath have something to hold on to, although it is a 4th consecutive loss in the Gallagher Premiership this season. The final score here from the G-Tech, London Irish 47, Bath 38.